What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Mono White Goats. Hope you're excited. Hope you're ready to have some fun. Go out to the farm. But right now, we need some plains. We need these. We need some places for these goats to eat, and we don't really have anywhere to eat. So let's go and mulligan on this one. Double plains, the arbiter. Ooh, double ghost quarter. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, we'll keep on that one. Why not? Let's have some fun. Yeah, we'll go put that on top. Maybe we can landlock our opponent. Why not? You know, our win condition is goats, but if we can just get the arbiter down and blast our opponent's land away and not have them play any lands, why not? Let's have some fun. There's nothing that a goat deck won't do to win. So, but yes, welcome to some nice little mono white goats. I'll kind of explain what we got going on here in a second. But our opponent does get down to windswept teeth cracks for us, so we'll see exactly what they're playing on their side of their board. Search for tomorrow off of windswept heath. What are we playing against? We'll see. Okay, let's go and get the plains down. Draw into that ghost quarter. Let's get baby Gideon down. We can start swinging with baby Gideon down. Then we get the arbiter, and then once we get the arbiter down on the battlefield. So basically, with the arbiter, if you don't know, players can't search libraries. Any player may pay 2 mana for that player to ignore this effect until end of turn. So if our opponent gets down a fetch line, they're gonna have 2 lands out there to take advantage of the arbiter. Not take advantage, but pay the tax to the arbiter, the tax man, and once they pay that tax, they'll be able to search up. So something like that search for tomorrow, they're not going to be able to search unless they pay for 2, which is going to allow us to put in a spots where we've got 3 ghost quarters. So it's like, all right, we'll kind of see what we got going on. This may be playing at something like red-green Valakut, and especially if we're seeing secure tri-builder coming down, this may just be some version of that probably. But let's go ahead and we'll go and get the arbiter down. I'm okay with that. Flicker Wisp. So let's go ahead and go for it. Let's go plains. Let's get the arbiter down. Let's go and swing in with Gideon. Well, if we swing with Gideon, then they might chump block on the tri-builder just because they don't really have anything else to do. So let's just go and pass the turn for right now. This kind of puts them in a position to where either they're going to have to save 2 mana for their search for tomorrow, or if they want to use the tri-builder, however they want to sequence it, they can grab that mana. So we'll see what they want to go for. They do activate it right now. Yep. Sorry, buddy. That's just activation. So on the arbiter, you have to pay for it. You have to click on the actual card and pay for it. Especially if you're playing on Magic Online, you have to click on the card and then do your search up. Yeah, and trust me, there's gonna be plenty of times when you're playing online that you're gonna forget to click on the arbiter. And I've done it millions of times. So props to our opponent. That does stink, but sometimes that does happen. Yeah, sometimes you get really excited about stuff, and yeah, and especially if they didn't do it in response to that search for tomorrow. They have to click on it, so they're not gonna be able to go for that. Now, we'll be able to get the ghost quarter down and kind of take that mountain off the battlefield. I think that sounds pretty good. But we'll see what they can get going. But yeah, it's always a bummer whenever you don't click on the arbiter. Sometimes you just get ahead of yourself, and then you're like, all right, you start thinking about all the fun stuff you're about to do, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I forgot to click on the arbiter. So it's a bummer. Okay, let's go and get the ghost quarter down. And then also with the arbiter, we just drew in the path. It works really good with path. Let's go and swing in for 4. Coming in hot. Do that 4 damage. Put our opponent down to 15. And if we get 1 more creature on the battlefield, 3 or more creatures, no, excuse me, and 2 other creatures attack. Yeah, so basically 3 creatures attacking, we'll get Gideon flip. So, since we really don't have a lot of devotion going on right now, swinging in, let's go ahead and just to keep them off mana, we'll go and crack the mountain, just kind of keep that off the battlefield. This is one of those decks to where we are playing in modern. You know, this is not commander. It may not be a lot of fun to blast our opponent's mountain at this point right now. But it is a valid strategy within the deck to make sure our opponent doesn't have lands on the battlefield, and that'll help us kind of start swinging with these white weenies. So hey, it stings, but it is what it is. Now, as far as what we want to bring in, I'm going to assume this is red-green Valakut because we saw the tri-builders and we saw the search for tomorrows. Okay, so if it is Valakut and they're going to be going for search for tomorrow, I guess we could bring in a couple Thalias. I think that sounds good. We'll bring in 2 Thalias. And then what are we going to cut on this one? We'll just go and back off. I like the card draw off Wall of Omen. We'll back off 1 Wall of Omens. And since they are searching a lot, I like kind of leaving our hate package in here. Let's just go and back off. We'll back off 1 Springjack Shepherd. I think that'll be good. Right? Yeah, we'll go and submit this over. We'll bring in the Thalias to kind of catch those search for tomorrows. Any of the sort of utility spells are going for. Send them back a turn. And then, yeah, got to go from there. Okay, welcome back to game 2. As far as our opening hand goes, we have double planes with the Liege, Blade Splicer, Honor the Pure. Yeah, I kind of like this. You know, if we do draw into our nice little goat, Devotion Goat, yeah, we'll keep on this one. Draw into Springjack Shepherd, we'll be in business to get those nice little goats going. Okay, and let our opponent click their thing and go for it. Yeah, but I'm going to assume this is Red Green Valakut that we did saw that earlier. Now, as far as what we have going on in the hand, we don't really have a turn 1 play, but more than likely we're going to try and get down Thalia as quick as we can, just to kind of keep you know, stuff like Search for Tomorrow, just making it cost a little bit one more. Let's get the graveyard pops up. There we go. Just want to make it a little bit more taxing for them to do anything. There we go. Now we can get some stuff done. Okay, let's go get the planes down. Anything else? Now we're going to go and pass the turn. So this is pretty much the exact type of hand that you would want for a mono white Devotion Go deck. We have Thalia to get down to kind of slow down our opponent. We have Honor of the Pure, which is going to give us a nice little pump effect for when we do get the goats on the battlefield. Blade Splicer is going to give us a nice little token on the battlefield. And the Wiltleaf Liege, which is just amazing in the deck. It's going to give a nice little 3 devotion to our Springjack Shepherd, but at the same time, our white creatures get +1/+1. Then, if we're playing against some sort of Liliana, the Veil matchup, if a spell or ability would cause you to discard it, you can put it on the battlefield instead. So, kind of get somebody snoozing, get it over there pretty quick. Let's go and get down. I like getting down Thalia on this one. It's going to make it to where we can start swinging in with Thalia. You know, if they do block with the Secure Tribe Elder, more than likely they would still go ahead and declare blocker and sacrifice. But if they were going to sacrifice, and not sacrifice, but if they were going to block on Thalia, at least we do have the first strike damage. So anything else, now let's go and kick it over our opponent. And then if you're not, if you never played against Valakut or you don't know what Valakut is, they get a bunch of mountains on the battlefield, and then they have, what is it? Yeah, Valakut. Duh. It's like I was saying it, but I couldn't remember what it was called. But yeah, they get Valakut on the battlefield, get a bunch of mountains down, and they start dealing 3 damage for each mountain drop. So that's kind of what is going on. All right. So going for the Search for Tomorrow. Pay that 1 to get that down. It's going to just cut them down on 1 mana. And that's the one good thing about Thalia. When you're playing against a ramp deck, them having to pay that 1 extra mana really does kind of matter. You know, it allows you to kind of still kind of further your game plan without them just going full, just hog wild on stuff. Lightning Bolt, yeah, fine. Bye, Liliana. So, now as far as next turn goes, it will be turn 4, I think. No, excuse me, it'll be turn 3 for us. Let's go and get the planes down. And I think at this point we could go Blade Splicer. If we go Blade Splicer, that's going to be a 1/1 and a 3/3 on the battlefield. Then next turn we can go Honor of the Pure, give a nice little pump effect to Blade Splicer. I won't get a bonus to the token, but I think I kind of like that. That puts us on going off Wiltleaf Liege next turn. Sounds pretty good. Let's go 1, 2, 3. And then with the Sarah Avenger, we can't cast her on our first, second, or third turns of the game. So that's why we're not deploying her out. Otherwise, we'd get her out. Man, that'd be pretty fun. 2, 2, 3, 3 with Vigilance and Flying. Yes, sign me up. All right, so we have Blade Splicer on the battlefield. And also the fun thing with the deck is it kind of borrows from the mono-white kind of like Hate Bear style deck in which you're running Flicker Wisp. If you don't really find anything to Flicker Wisp off of your opponent, you can Flicker Wisp for your own Blade Splicer to really get some nice little incremental value off of your creatures. Alright, opponent's going for Acidic Slime on the battlefield. They're going to take care of our planes. They remember the Ghost Quarter. The North remembers. They remember that Ghost Quarter. Alright, that's fine. Acidic Slime. That's going to come down. Let's see what we're going to go for. Draw into Aether Vial. Let's go and get Shrine down. So at this point right now, we're just playing around a 2/2 Death Touch. You know, they blasted our land, but that's the worst they're going to do. That's it is what it is. And we all have Devotion 1 right now, so we can deploy the Aether Vial out and go for Sarah Avenger. I think I like that. Let's go and swing in for... Yeah, let's swing in with the Golem. It's going to have first strike, and so if our opponent does block with Acidic Slime, then we'll take care of it. If not, we're going to be able to get him for 3. Swinging in for 3. Puts our opponent down to 14. And I think on this one, let's go ahead and... Do we want to get a little bit... Let's Aether Vial for sure. Yeah, let's go Sarah Avenger. They don't really have a flying threat in the air, and the longer we allow our opponent to do... I was thinking about going for Wall of Omens to get a card draw. But I like getting down Sarah Avenger. If we hit the 4th land drop for the turn off of our draw, then we'll be able to get down the Wiltleaf Liege, which will kind of pump up Blade Splicer depending if our opponent swings in or not. And we'll have full 4 Vigilance in the air and a nice little full 4 on the battlefield. So that'll sound pretty good. It also kind of opens us up as far as the Shrine. Uh-oh, prime time. Uh-oh. Big, don't wake daddy. He just showed up. Somebody's mad. He's trying to take a nap. Okay, let's see what's going on. So with prime time, he's going to enter the battlefield, search your library for 2 lane cards, and put them on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. So we'll see what's going to happen off this. They're probably going to grab 2 mountains. We are looking at mountain count of 1, 2, 3. Only 3 right now, and you need to have 5 on the battlefield for that to start triggering. So next turn, we need to find a way to deal with prime time, because each mountain that they're going to play, that's going to be basically 6 points of damage once that mountain starts coming across. So, and then right now, yeah, so we're hopefully we draw into path or something like that. That'd be an excellent draw for us to get into, and then we can kind of stop the onslaught of prime time, putting lands onto the battlefield. Alright, so it's going to tick up 8 the I'll tick it up to 1. Drawn to Honor of the Pure. Not exactly what we wanted. Let's go and go for Wall of Omens. I think that sounds good. If we go Wall of Omens, we'll draw a card. That could be Path to Exile. If we just simply roll out Honor of the Pure, it's not really going to give us the best odds of winning. So let's try and play to our outs. Let's go for Wall of Omens. Into the battlefield, draw a card. Worst comes to worst is we're going to eat up some of the stuff from Prime Time swinging in, only getting 2. And see if we can't survive it. Well, it's another card draw next turn. Okay, let's go and swing in for 3 in the air. Opponent does not have reach. No, that is correct. So let's go and swing in with the Saravenger. It does have flying and vigilance. Yes, that is correct. And then anything. No, we're going to go swing in for 4. So it's going to put our opponent down to 11. Not swinging for 4, swinging for 3. I was thinking we had the, in my head, I was thinking we had the Wilt-Leaf Liege on the battlefield, but that is not true. Anything else? No, we're going to go pass the turn. So, let's see. Let's kind of do a little bit of combat math to see if we can survive this. So if they have the land drop for the turn, that's going to be 6, which they do. Okay, that's going to put us down to 14. They prime time for 2 more lands onto the battlefield. That can be 6, 12, 18. And then they take... Well, actually, they're going to blast one of the golems off that. And then one's going for the Saravenger. Okay, at least it's not going up top. And that's going to leave us Wall of Omens. It's going to be able to eat up 4 of the prime time for 6. So that's going to be 12 on the battlefield, 2 coming across, 14. I mean, we have a very tiny out. We have Wall of Omens coming down next turn. We can get down Honor of the Pure and make our Wall of Omens a nice little 2-6. And then our opponent won't know what to do. They'll probably have to concede the game at that point because they've never seen a wall that big and strong and mighty. Won't really do much, but at least we do have Wall of Omens. We can play it off the Aether Vial, get into a card draw, maybe soften the blow, or something like, maybe double Ghost Quarter would help. But at this point right now, if we go for Ghost Quarter on Valakut, they'll get another mountain on the battlefield, and that'll be 3 damage coming across. But at least we'll kind of soften the blow. But we'll see what they're going to go for. And in fact, they might be able to grab another Valakut and just another mountain, and that might be enough to kind of close it out. I haven't played against Red Ring Valakut a ton, so I don't know the particular lines of play, like how quick they can close you out. But yeah, going double mountains, 3, 6, 9, 12. It's going to be 12 coming across. And then, well, I guess we'll still just go and chunk block on the Blade Splash. It's not really going to matter, so we'll just stop that damage. Okay, get those little Valakut triggers. Oh, yes. What a sweet... Man, I love Valakut. I need to play the deck. It just seems like a fun way to just play a game of Magic. It's just getting lands on the battlefield and just having this volcano erupt. Oh yes, love it. So flavorful. Okay, so we're getting some ashes on us right now. Go down to 8. Let's go and go to blocks. Let's go for the Blade Splicer on the Acidic Slime. Let's go for the Wall of Omens right there. That way they'll have to at least apply some chump blocking damage across that. There'll be 2 coming across, puts us down to 6. And then let's see what we draw into. So at this point right now, Path is not really going to help us win the game. It'll take care of Prime Time, which is going to stop those enter the battlefield. Hour of Promise. Search your library for up to 2 land cards. Put on the battlefield. Tap, shuffle your library if you do. Create 2. Okay, let's see if they do have the 2 mountains. We're going to go and make them play it out because that'll be enough to close it out. But I want to see what kind of mountain count we got going on. But pretty cool seeing a Hour of Promise card. Nice little red. There we go. We'll go and scoop it up. You got it. Okay. See if we can't get a better, a little bit more of a taxing opening hand off this one. So we did see the Cinder Glades. We didn't see those earlier. Anything else we want to change? Because Mana Tithe would... Man, it gets a ramp deck. I just don't think Mana Tithe is exactly what we're going to go for. The Crusader, protection from green, black and green. Yeah, I think I like it. Well, we're just going to leave it like this. Hopefully we can get the Arbiter down on the battlefield and really stop our opponent from going for those nice little land draws. Okay, welcome back to Game 3. As far as our opening hand, we've got double Plains and Path. Double Honor of the Pure. Yeah, let's go and mulligan. I'm not wild about this hand. I feel like we need to get some Arbiter, some Ghost Quarter action. Yeah, we'll go and keep on this one. I like that. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw into the Arbiter or something. Shrine, let's go and put that on the bottom. Okay. Let's go get the plains down. Anything else? Now we're going to go and pass the turn. Get the graveyard popped up. But yeah, Valakut. I've never played Valakut. I've always played against it. And, you know, I've played Modern for a long time, so I've seen Valakut go through many different changes. You know, it's gone Scape Shift, it's gone Bring to Light, Valakut. We've seen the Hour of Promise card in here now, so it's always fun. Let's go and get the plains down. Anything else? Yeah, pass turn. It's one of those things where I've probably been playing Modern for about 4 years now. 4 or 5 years, and to see decks just constantly adapt and change, even though you don't play the deck, like it's just from a Magic standpoint, like you're familiar with the deck, it's just fun to see a deck kind of prosper and grow over time. And Valakut is one of those decks that's always been on the cusp of being like tier 1. You know, it'd always spike a tournament. It'd always be, you need to know how to play against Valakut, or at least stop it, or try to stop it before the volcano explodes. But yeah, let's go and get the plains down. Yeah, I guess so. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, I'll get the plains down, then we'll go and pass it. We can't get down the Sierra Avenger because it's turn 3. But yeah, it's been fun to kind of see the deck kind of process, like, grow over time. And, you know, whenever decks get banned in Modern, I always feel kind of sad. Like, when I got into Modern, Splinter Twin was king. Splinter Twin was, your deck had to have a turn 4 answer. And people always talk about Splinter Twin being unbanned. And I'm kind of like, yeah, I would love to play it, because when Splinter Twin was popular, I didn't play it because it was the most popular deck. I was, at that point in my Magic career, I was kind of like, oh, I'm just going to do homebrews. I don't really want to play a tier deck. You know, that's not going to be fun. And so I want to build my own deck. And so I purposely didn't play Twin just because, you know, that's what everybody played. And as time has gone on, I've realized that, you know, that's not a really great way to approach Magic, that you need to play those tier decks to make sure you learn how to play the deck, and it teaches you how to be a better brewer, how to make better decks. So since then, I kind of wish I had gotten the opportunity to play Twin whenever it was legal. But yeah, whenever Twin got banned, I was a sad little camper. Ooh, Aven Mind Sensor. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, you know, after they've gotten 2 search cards going, let's go ahead and look at the top 4 cards in their library. Let's go ahead and, I don't think we're in danger of, you know, prime time's coming down. Not next turn. It's gonna be turn 5. Let's go ahead and get the Ghost Quarter down. Let's go Sarah Avenger. And that's going to put us on Aven Mind Sensor, flashing it in next turn. At least we have a little bit of a clock on this one, and we have Path to Exile. Yeah, I like this. All right, we're going to pass the turn. But yeah, so whenever Twin got banned, I just remember thinking, like, even though I hated the deck, I hated playing against the deck. I can't remember how many times somebody has just, ooh, Lightning Bolt, I'll take it. How many times people have comboed off against me. Whenever it was banned, I was just like, oh, man. Because I could just see those, I could see those Twin players out there de-sleeving their Modern deck, and I felt really sad, because at the same time I was like, yeah, what happens if, what happened if my Modern deck got banned? I'd be a sad camper. Same thing with Birthing Pod. When Birthing Pod got banned, I just remember thinking, I saw this Reddit post where this guy had just got done foiling out his Birthing Pod deck, and I was like, oh, bummer, man. That really stinks. Let's go ahead and get the plains down. At this point right now, we're sitting at Aven Mind Sensor. We can flash it in and have Path to Exile and Ghost Quarter up right now. I like this. We can really kind of stop whatever our opponent wants to do. Get the Aven Mind Sensor on the battlefield and kind of hopefully kind of stop their game plan from kind of searching any sort of lands up. And we can also use the Ghost Quarter to kind of blast one of their mountains, or especially if we want to get Valakut off the battlefield. And in fact, we want to go for that now to keep it off, because they're sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point right now with Valakut, yeah, they're going to be able to start chipping some damage away. But they didn't really cast anything this turn, which is kind of weird. So I don't know what they have in their hand. I guess it could be wrong, but let's go ahead and flash in Aven Mind Sensor. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's flash it in. Let's go for Ghost Quarter on Valakut, just to keep that off the battlefield. I don't know, I just felt like that was a kind of a weird play. Maybe they don't really have that strong of an strong hand or something like that. Let's go for Ghost Quarter on Valakut. Keep that off the battlefield. See if we can't get lucky with them not being able to search something off the top card of their library. See what they're doing in response. It might be a Lightning Bolt that they have in the hand. If that is, then so be it. At least we kept Valakut off the battlefield. Kind of get their mountain count up a little bit. Dread. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Okay. Interesting choice. I haven't seen that. Dead. Excuse me. It's not Dread. It's dead. Alright. It's going to take care of the Aven Mind Sensor. At least we'll have Valakut off the battlefield. And then we get down Flicker Wisp and kind of go from there. Maybe they just have a really strong opening hand of just, you know, Lightning Bolt and kind of stuff like that. So if that's the case, then hopefully we'll just try and grind it out, get down Flicker Wisp and start swinging again. Let's go get the plains down. Let's go for, let's get down Honor of the Pure. And with Flicker Wisp, we can enter the battlefield and we can grab one of our tapped plains and make it untapped. And that'll still leave a Path to Exile for us. So let's go ahead and get Flicker Wisp down. And we're okay if we draw into Springjack Shepherd at this point right now. Um, we can get it down, and we'll actually have 1, 2, 3. We'll have 4 total devotion, counting Springjack Shepherd, and having that nice little Honor of the Pure on the battlefield will kind of give us a nice little clock. So that's one of the fun things about playing this deck, is that you can sometimes, sometimes you can just kind of walk into a mono white goat devotion, or if you draw into another flicker wisp, and you can really start kind of applying those effects out. All right, see what our opponent's going for and tapping out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prime time on the battlefield. Okay. All right, so get into the battlefield. Search your library for a battlefield tap. How do we know sequences? We're sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they go for 2 lands. Now, if we pat to exile after the search, either way, they have active 5 mountains on the battlefield. So if we go for a path right now, that'll at least kind of take away a little bit of damage. I think I like that. Let's go ahead and go for that. Because depending on how they search it up, if they go double Valakut, then we path after that, then they're going to be able to start dealing that damage to us. So at least we're going to keep Valakut off the battlefield. Well, the Flicker Wisp to start swinging in. And then we can hopefully kind of close it out, maybe draw into a little bit more. That's the only thing about playing mono white, is that yeah, there's not a lot of card draw. That's one of the downsides to mono white. I like playing a lot. I have 2 mono white decks in Commander that I really enjoy, Darien and Oketra. And in fact, Oketra's a lot of fun. I wouldn't have thought Oketra would have been fun, but I don't know, you get that double strike going, and it's just yeah, it's fun. But the only thing is, there's not a lot of card draw in mono white, so that is a bummer. Especially if you're going to be playing a mono white deck in Modern, there's just not a lot of card advantage. So, all right, opponent's going for a stomping ground. That's going to be 6 damage. Up top, if they want to send it to us, or they can take care of the Flicker Wisp. So it looks like that's what we're going to go for. Now, at this point, they're sitting at 2 cards in the hand. Sometimes you can get lucky if that's just kind of 2 dead cards in the hand, like they're just sitting on a lightning bolt or something like that. So at this point right now, we need a lot of just stuff on the battlefield, and a Plains is not going to do that. Let's go and get it down. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. So even if we do draw into Springjack Shepherd, at least that'll be 2 devotion, 2 goats on the battlefield, 2 little 1/2s. We can get that going. But if we start getting some nice little value creatures, then we can, well, let's see what they're tapping out for. Scape Shift, all right. Well, let's make sure they do have it. You always want to make sure more than likely they do, but always, it's always good Magic to make sure that especially in paper Magic, is to make sure that they actually do have it. So let's go and make sure they kind of click through the motions to see if they do have the Red Green Valakut. We tried, but unfortunately we just didn't really, I wasn't really feeling mulligan and past 6 on this one. So sometimes that does happen. Okay, see what they're going for. I think they sacrificed 4 lands. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And once we see those triggers on the stack, we'll 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Good game. We'll scoop it up. Yeah, it's always good Magic practice to make sure that you do see those triggers go on the stack, because you know, you just never know. You know, you always want to assume somebody's going to be nice to you, especially at a tournament, but there may be some times where they don't have the exact mountain count, and they're just fishing for a win, and they may go Scape Shift, and then just be like, oh, okay, yeah, you got it. So always make them play it out. It's a really good way to kind of approach, especially if you're going to be a competitive Modern player, or try to be, or play at a competitive level. It's a really good way to approach the game of Magic. But if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.